Hey folks, this is Kelani. Patch 7.3 will be bringing a whole bunch of new stuff to professions that I'm super excited about, because while getting additions to professions isn't that weird in some of the later patches of an expansion, getting a whole new round of raw crafting materials to go along with all of the new recipes is, from what I can remember, a first for us so far. Never before have we had a new cloth, leather, mining, gem, herb, and a new rare crafting material added into the game before, outside of an expansion launch. The mats that we start an expansion with are usually the mats we end an expansion with, but not for patch 7.3. So we have a new cloth in the Lightweave cloth, a new leather with the Fiendish leather, a new ore with Empyreum ore, a whole bunch of new uncut gems which have a variety of uses, and the all new Primal Sargerite, which is basically just Blood of Sargeras, but for patch 7.3. What makes this really interesting is that while the materials are being added into the current Legion expansion, only 7.3 specific areas of the game will be able to drop these new crafting items. That means you won't be able to obtain any of it if you aren't running around Argus. That makes Argus a very prime farming spot when the patch goes live, because these materials just can't be found anywhere else. To go along with the raw crafting materials, you will have new ranks for the appropriate gathering professions. These are pretty typical and don't really have anything special going on. Now obviously we don't have a gathering profession for the Lightweave cloth, as tailoring isn't really a gathering profession, but I can tell you it comes from humanoid type creatures, so you'll be hunting down all the Eridai you can find, no doubt. The Fiendish leather comes from skinning any animals on Argus, and you have 3 ranks for the Fiendish leather. Rank 1 increases your yield of leather, rank 2 allows you to find the Primal Sargerite from skinning, and rank 3 once again increases your yield. It's interesting to note that you can only gather leather on Argus. There's no new scale material, and both leather and mail crafted items just use leather. For mining, you have Empyreum nodes and seams, so expect to see both nodes and seams across Argus, and they follow the same path as skinning. Rank 1 is increased yield, rank 2 allows you to find Primal Sargerite, and rank 3 increases yield again. For herbalists, you'll be hunting down Astral Glory, and there is only one new herb, so not quite as crazy as the new expansion on that front, but rank 1 increases your yield, rank 2 allows you to find Primal Sargerite, and rank 3 has a chance to give you a small heal over time, which makes me wish it was just another increased yield. So that's all we have for gathering professions, but the main meat of profession additions are usually with crafting professions anyways. Tailoring, leatherworking, and blacksmithing all have new crafted gear added to them. There's only one slot for each profession right now, but I would assume this will change to provide you with recipes to cover every slot that is usually covered, as it doesn't really make much sense to add just one slot of available crafted gear with the current system. So maybe expect the rest to come in before patch 7.3 goes live. This new crafted gear uses the new raw materials, cloth for cloth items, leather and cloth for leather and mail items, and the new ores for any plate gear. It seems like cloth is going to be a bit of a pain to gather up on Argus, as the drop rates currently seem quite low, and potential farming areas seem sparse, though that could just be me looking in all the wrong places. The new crafted gear starts at item level 885 and has 10 potential upgrades. Assuming the upgrades stay at 5 item level per upgrade, that means this crafted gear caps out at a whopping 935 item level, which is just a touch higher than the mythic Tomb of Sargeras gear. To upgrade this new crafted gear, you'll need to get your hands on some Primal Obliterum, one for each upgrade you want. To get Primal Obliterum, you'll need to take some good old regular Obliterum and a Primal Sargerite to Trader Kalen, who can be found right next to the Obliterum Forge. It doesn't work right now on PTR, so the cost of the Primal Obliterum might change, but I assume from its name, the ingredients will remain the same. The recipes themselves don't seem too difficult to acquire either. For the rank 1 recipe, you just run a few errand type quests for the armorer you're looking to learn from, and the rank 2 recipes seem to come from the Army of Light reputation vendor, so that shouldn't be too hard to get either. Obviously this is an early look on PTR, so any and all of this can change, but it seems like most of it is in a good place. Right now that's all these professions have in the way of new recipes, no random fun stuff just yet. Moving on to the other professions, I can tell you right now, Enchanting doesn't really get anything new. They don't have any new raw material from disenchanting Argus items, and honestly I can kind of see why. That would be a large undertaking to differentiate between the rest of Legion and anything else that drops in Argus. That probably means that enchanters won't have access to any Primal Sargerites too, which is a bit of a bummer. There are also no new enchants added to the PTR currently, but obviously that might change as we get closer to 7.3 going live. The one thing enchanters do get is the ability to shatter Chaos Crystals into 2 Leylite Shards, so at least there's something. So Engineering gets a little bit of the short stick this time around. It's only got one new recipe so far, the Wormhole Generator for Argus. Now that works in the exact same way as the other Wormhole Generators in that it'll plonk you in a random area on Argus, and you might die depending on where it decides to put you. Inscription is in kind of the same boat. They don't really have anything new right now, but they can mill the new Astral Glory herb for sallow pigments, which is probably going to be far cheaper than milling Fellwort. They will also have a new Vantus rune for the new raid, but that seems to be about it. Alchemy has a few new recipes to put those new herbs to work. There's a new healing potion which heals for 1.1 million health. That's double what the old potion heals, so expect that to be quite the moneymaker, at least for a little while. We don't have a mana potion right now, but that might also be in the cards. There's a new transmute which allows you to turn Blood of Sargeras into the Primal Sargerite, but it's on a 1-day cooldown, and it costs 25 blood. The only other recipe alchemists have right now is a new Alchemist Stone, the Astral Alchemist Stone, which is basically just the same thing as the old Alchemist Stone, except it starts at 885 item level. Jewelcrafting gets a little bit more love. They can prospect the new Empyreum ore to obtain a new gem for each available colour. These are Hesselian, Argolite, Chemerine, Labradorite, Florid Malachite, and Lightsphene. Ooh, some tongue twisters in there, and I probably mispronounced half of them. But Jewel Crafters can put the new gems to good use. There's a new epic gem for each of the secondary stats. Deadly Deep Chemerine increases your primary stat by 250 and crit by 188. Masterful Argolite increases your primary stat by 250 and mastery by 188. Quick Lightsphene is 250 primary and 188 haste. And Versatile Labradorite is 250 primary and 188 versatility. These gems are unique equipped still, so only one epic gem allowed in your gear. But that's not all. Jewel Crafters are also getting new crown recipes. It's basically Jewel crafted gear, but for your head slot. That makes me kind of second guess myself about every slot being covered with tailoring, leatherworking and blacksmithing, so I guess we'll have to see what happens on that front. The crowns start at A85, and I assume you will be able to upgrade them with Primal Obliterum. They look kinda cool too, and there's one available for each armor type. They also come with a free socket, so these will probably be more desirable than any tailoring, leatherworking or blacksmithing counterparts, if they get them. And that's all we have access to right now. I hope some of the gaps will be filled in before too long so we can get a better look at what professions are going to look like, but I'm still super surprised they're getting this much love in the middle of an expansion. I just don't ever remember professions getting any real attention as an expansion progresses. It all really seemed to be at the start, but I'm excited to have more raw materials to chase after. It's way more interesting than just relying on the stockpiles of stuff you've had for months. But that's it for this video. If you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comments section below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Or hop on over to Discord. We have a server at discord.gg/Kelani. Great place to come ask questions or just hang out. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.